Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 30th. This week you have this higher power card and this clean it up card. Those two cards together can kind of represent cleaning up your vibe or keeping it positive at this time. So it could be a good time to just, clean up your energy, kind of clean up your vibration about how you feel about things. And, it seems to be a good time to do that. Pretty much every single January reading that I did had something about healing or, going through healing. So, clearly it's a time of healing. But again, looks like it could be a good thing for you. You have the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of the Wounded Warrior. So again, it could be some sort of wound or whatever that you're healing. And this is an amazing reading. What did I call you at the beginning of this reading? I don't know. But this is for Cancer. I feel like I called you something different at the beginning of this reading for some reason. But again, this looks amazing. And the Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior, and you have the Ten of Swords, which, is also a card of being stabbed in the back. So that could be what you're healing if you feel like you were stabbed in the back in the past, or, if a situation stabbed you in the back, like, sometimes a job can stab us in the back or whatever, then the Nine of Wands can say it's time to try again. And I definitely get that feeling for you. It's kind of funny because Pisces reading was very similar. So this could be like a water sign collective energy. And, the water sign energy could just be that water signs need to try again. Now, that does not mean the same thing. That does not mean go back to an ex. That does not mean go back to the same job. That does not mean, try the same business that failed. It just means try to do that thing again. And it could be a completely new situation. As a matter of fact, it does look like a completely new situation, if I can't stress that enough. Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles at the end. So a lot of you, it's like you could be doing something similar that didn't work in the past, or something where you were stabbed in the back, or something that didn't work out and really hurt. The Ten of Swords can just be something that sucked, right? And the Ten of Swords can actually represent a blessing in disguise. He's making this symbol with his hand here, and it's the same symbol that the Hierophant is making on his card, and it can just represent a blessing. So, the Ten of Swords can say that now you will see in the near future, it looks like, based off of the rest of the reading, that something not working out was actually a blessing in disguise. But you have to go on the adventure. The Knight of Wands says if you don't change, basically everything around you is going to stay the same. And so the Knight of Wands says we have to change our story through adventure, through going and doing things we've never done before. So, I'm a big fan of this. I think the universe has been encouraging people to do this since probably like 2022, somewhere around there. So, that's when we kind of got into this energy of more expansion and more exploration and things like that as well. And you might be saying to yourself, well, I have been only restricted. I have not been expanding. And that's the point. Usually we experience the complete opposite of what the universe wants us to do, because the universe is saying, hey, are you going to keep staying in this restriction, or are you going to go look for something different? And so the Knight of Wands says, get out of your house, Cancer, and go do something new. Go have an adventure. Go to, go build a gingerbread house in your front yard and see what happens, right? With the Nine of Wands, you have the Tower. I knew the Tower was going to come up. Pisces also had the Tower. I have a feeling that this might be one of those weeks where we have, where everyone gets the Tower. But you also end with the Star. And it doesn't really matter. The Tower can just represent a past Tower moment. The Star literally represents healing from a Tower. And there's no doubt about it that, again, you could have had some sort of Tower moment where you were stabbed in the back in the past, in this first row. So, again, I think, yeah, sure. Why not? With the Ten of Swords, you have the Five of Cups. See, like, Five of Cups is interesting because it can represent regrets, but he is grieving the loss of something that he no longer enjoys. He needs to turn around and see that there is a much better opportunity behind him because it leads to this bridge and this castle. That castle probably has hundreds of cups inside of it, so he doesn't need to worry about these three right here. But the whole point of the Five of Cups is that he is grieving the loss of something he no longer even enjoys. So you could be, having pain with the Ten of Swords about some sort of past loss in your life. But if you really think about it, it's like, did you really want it or not? I would go watch the Pisces reading. It's very similar. And you two are very rarely similar. So, and especially if you have Pisces in your chart, or if you're dealing with a Pisces or something. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles. You have a choice, right? I feel like that should be a song for some reason, Cancer, but you know what? There probably is a song about choices. I can't think of one right now off the top of my head, but I think you have a choice. I would pick the new path with this for sure. And you know, it's pretty obvious. Ace of Swords up to the Ace of Pentacles says, you know, this is like a victory, blessings, good things coming in for you, but you have to pick the new path. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Tears or Remorse card. It says, make peace with regrets. You cannot make that up. And allow the past to guide your actions in the future. Yes, don't repeat mistakes, but also make peace with the past. We literally, I wish I just saw this card at the beginning, because this is the whole entire first row. You have this Take the Lead. This is also the whole entire first row. It says, don't wait for others to light the way. It's your time to step up and take the lead. Knight of Wands, right? Go on that adventure. Go do something that you want to do. Now that I think about it, Cancer, you know, you always get these cards with me of like taking the lead, or, you know, I think last week you had that time to go card, if I remember correctly. And so it's like clearly time for you to create this right here, which is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles represents everything you want and desire in your life. You know, it is building, leaving a legacy. I always say that you don't just get the Ten of Pentacles. Really, we build the Ten of Pentacles forever. You know, we are always working towards our legacy. We are always working towards, you know, leaving something behind or leaving something to the world. And so the Ten of Pentacles is something you'll do forever, but, you know, it is kind of like your ultimate vision for your life. And we also go down to the strength card to the Star. And the Star is about having a North Star. So I think it's really time to get clear on your vision for your life and then start trying to make it happen. You have the Justice card. Like, you know, it's kind of funny because it is like saying to me that you like don't worry so much about someone getting their karma. I think that if we wish karma on a person, or if we wish to see someone's karma, they're not going to get their karma, right? So I think that we can't wish karma on people or anything like that, because then they're not going to get it. And I feel the Justice card is saying allow the scales of the universe to bring balance. The other thing about wishing karma on a person is you're focusing on the wrong thing. You know, if you're wishing that someone gets their karma, you're not focusing on finding a better person, right? So I think this is talking about your focus, and it doesn't even have to be a person. It's like maybe you just want things to be better in like work or business or some other area of your life. And I feel the Justice card is saying be careful of which side of the scale your thoughts are on, and make sure your thoughts are on the right side of the scale. You have the Ace of Swords, some sort of victory or win coming in for you, clearly. Again, the first row is the challenge. Really, the rest of the reading is very positive. So I feel like there could be a victory. You know, the Ace of Swords does cut both ways, and the Ace of Swords can definitely represent removing one thing to have something better. So, you know, Ten of Swords, Five of Cups, Tears of Remorse. There's, you know, whatever that card said. I already forgot. It says, make peace with your regrets. Yes, you're going to find something much better. And, you know, again, I kind of feel like maybe I said this to you in your January reading. You might have even had a card that said things will be much better, or whatever the hell it said. Who cares? But, you know, again, I think that, you know, by focusing on the past, if you are, then, you know, you could be focusing on something that isn't even worth it. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, this is quick success. The thing about the Eight of Wands is we can only focus in one direction. The Eight of Wands cannot be pulled in two directions, because if it is, it's just not going to go anywhere. And so with the Eight of Wands, it is about our focus. And the Ace of Swords is also laser-like focus. So I think that you focusing on exactly what you want is the secret here, Cancer. With the Justice card, you have the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, Three of Pentacles is focusing on what you can accomplish. The Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. You know, he has done a good job building those pentacles. The Eight of Swords is like self-imposed restriction, so it would definitely be a good time to set yourself free. I would also say that if you are feeling stuck in any area of your life, that the Eight of Swords could represent, with the Three of Pentacles, you know, could represent you asking for help, or you communicating with, you know, people who can help you accomplish your goals or reach your dreams or whatever you're trying to do. And, you know, I would definitely think about that with those two cards. With the Ace of Swords, you have another victory card, the Chariot. So the Chariot is you, of course, Cancer. Whenever you show up as yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. The Chariot is also about like really charging forward towards like one thing. And we have several cards here, Ace of Swords, Eight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Star, Ten of Pentacles. You know, these are all cards of kind of like picking one thing and really making it happen. So I think that it is time to get focused. It is time to take the lead on whatever it is that you're focusing on. and time to make it happen, right? Next, in the area of the messages from your future self, you have this closure card and this forgive card. I think you will receive closure when you forgive a situation. Like some of you might need to practice forgiveness right now. Again, we don't have to forgive a person directly. We only have to forgive them in our heart, and then we can move on. So, I think that this could be closure coming in for you, but really what I'm wondering is, do you really, it's like, are you really receiving closure from a person? I'm not so sure. Maybe for some of you, you are. I think, people always tell me that they want closure and things like that. I'm like, yeah, but do you really want closure? It's like, if you think about it, like, do us adults, do we really need closure? Probably not. It's like, you just have to realize that person made a different choice. Yeah, maybe it went against your plans, and yes, it sucks, or yes, maybe they're a bad person. But, if they come back and they say, like, if they provide you closure, and they come back and they say, hey, yeah, I slept with your aunt, your brother, your cousin, and your mother all on the same night, and we put it up on a website, right? It's like, do you really want to know that? Probably not. So, again, do we really want closure? No. I think we want closure because we want to be right or whatever. But I feel like this is saying, if you could just move forward, you'll be in a much better place. You have this Wheel of Fortune, the Strength card, and the Magician. The Wheel of Fortune, of course, is a change in your fortunes. I think once you heal your heart, that you will receive a change in your fortunes with the Wheel of Fortune. This might not be love for some of you as well, of course. So some of you could just be forgiving yourselves for things that you didn't do in the past with the Five of Cups and the forgiveness card. And maybe you need to forgive yourself. Like sometimes I think we are working on our business and then, we get like 10 years down the road and we just say to ourselves like, oh, if I only knew all this stuff like 10 years ago, I would be in a much better place. And I think we have to forgive ourselves for thinking that in the first place. It's like, well, it takes time to learn things. So, you shouldn't be comparing your like current self to your past self. And, I kind of get that energy from the Wheel of Fortune as well. So definitely something to pay attention to. You have the Strength card. The Strength card, of course, is about strength or developing strength. The Strength card is inner strength. She is taming that lion, and that lion has its tail between its legs, so the lion is submitting to her. And the Strength card kind of represents like your inner beast or your inner critic or your inner voice, and she is getting those things to submit to her. So I think it would be a really great time to make sure that, your inner beast or your inner critic is that you are the one that is in control. Again, you have this take the lead card. So all that negative self-talk, I think, is something that you could be working on. You have the Magician, amazing time for manifestation. So I think being in alignment, again, 8 of Wands, we have to just we have to pick something we want, and that should be our focus. And we should also be telling ourselves the story of success with whatever that thing is. So we need to we need to go above and beyond acting as if. We need to do more than just act as if. We also have to really focus in. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. I think your curiosity is leading you to new opportunity here. The Page of Swords, he really just is interested in something. It really doesn't matter what it is, and he just needs to dig into it. He just needs to learn about it. So again, there could be a really good opportunity here for you, Cancer. So I would take advantage of it. With the Strength card, you have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like, strength is something that we develop over time. It's something that we have to work on day in, day out. The whole point of the Strength card is that she has to develop her own strength every single day. She has to, quiet that inner voice every single day. And she also needs to feed the right thing, right? So, the Six of Pentacles, he's giving to this person, but not this person. It's like, this could be your positive beliefs. This could be your negative beliefs. It's like you have to give energy to the right thing. Your focus has to go in the right direction for you to see growth. The Six of Pentacles is a card of planting seeds as well. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. I always say that the Ace of Pentacles is like having a garden. We have this garden at the front of the card there, and we have to water it, feed it, fertilize it, give it sunlight, and really take care of the Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles is something that needs to be nurtured. Also going this way, it's like you're planting seeds towards your North Star. The star is like having a North Star. It's like having that one thing that you focus in on that you really make happen, like a big goal, wish, or dream. And so I think it is an amazing time to have a North Star. With the Magician, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. And with the Magician, he has this snake wrapped around his waist here, and the snake represents the Ouroboros. So the snake, the magician is a card of reinvention, and a lot of you could be like reinventing yourselves, or you could be walking away from old parts of yourself so that you can become something different. And I definitely see that here. I wouldn't be afraid. Cancer. The other thing I'm getting here is that I kind of do feel like for some of you, there is an identity that you're like too attached to, just a little bit, like not too much. And it's like, if you would just change that story about yourself, it's like maybe you are a nurse and you're like saying to yourself, I am a nurse. But it's like, well, actually you're something much bigger. And, I just feel like a little bit of like identity shifting here, and saying, and telling yourself that you're something more would be very beneficial. It's popping into my head. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this co-create with spirit. You also have this card that says watch and wait, because something is growing. That's why this card says watch and wait, because it's like you're planting seeds, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, all this other stuff. It's like you're putting energy into something, and you're allowing it to grow. I also feel like the co-create with spirit thing is like saying, trust that, spirit has your back on a new journey, or, if you are accepting any new opportunities with the Ace of Pentacles, I think you need to trust that the universe has your back here, Cancer, and, that's what will help you the most. Like I said, the Ace of Pentacles is definitely something that needs to be nurtured into existence. So if you are getting any new big opportunities, especially in work or business with the Ten of Pentacles here, all this other good stuff, I would definitely nurture this, because, things are not capped in life. It's like, I think people think like, oh, if I get this job, I'll only make $50,000 a year. But it's like, no, the Ace of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune says you are in control of your destiny. You are the one that makes your life what it is. So, if you really nurture this, the sky's the limit. There are no limits to what you can accomplish. You have the Hermit, a lot of learning. I think the water signs have done a lot of learning. I've said it to all the water signs before. I believe during Pluto and Aquarius that, part of the water signs' job is to show people how to live an inspired life from their heart, right? And so I think a lot of you, it's like you've been through these difficult lessons, and now it's time to like show the world how to live from your heart. And, that's why water signs are here, I believe. And, that can be a little bit scary thing to do. It's like sometimes our heart tells us that we should, roll around in the woods all day and, maybe open up a paintball place. But maybe you're a doctor. So it's like logically that doesn't make much sense, right? Because, mentally we should go to school, get a job, get a career, and, retire at 65 and then drop dead of a heart attack at 66. So society doesn't say like, oh, you should follow your heart and start a paintball place. That's definitely a dream of mine. I would love that, right? Who doesn't love it? And so again, it's like, logical, or do you show that you can live from inspiration? And the star says exactly the same thing. The star is about living from inspiration. The star is an inspiration. And so I feel like there's something here about you needing to be an inspiration, you needing to stand out, you really needing to go for that dream, or, try to do something that feels out of reach at this time. And yeah, that's just what I would encourage you to do. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Big opportunity coming in for you, so I would take advantage of the opportunity. With the Hermit, you have the Hierophant. We talked about blessings in this row here, so we go straight across. And the Hierophant can definitely represent blessings, so I do feel there could be some blessings coming in for you. With the Star, you have the Empress. Yeah, a little bit of a glow-up vibe here. Again, for me to say a reading is like a glow-up reading, I need the Empress, the Star, and the Sun. But, definitely could be positive attention coming in for you. This is also amazing for new abundance or creating abundance. I would say that this is more, not so much a glow-up. I think it's more about getting attention on the right things, right? So it's like if you get attention because you're being an inspiration with this, and this, then you will get the blessings. So, there definitely could be blessings. You have two cards that are very similar, so I'm going to pull them together, and I'm going to pull you an extra card. You have the Bear, it says danger, especially in money matters. You have the Shark, it says take care, there will be loss of material wealth. Your money looks pretty good in this reading, so I'm not so sure that I would really worry about it. But obviously, don't spend money on things you don't need to spend money on, is what I would say here. Next, you have this card. It says great happiness on it. So there could be a lot of happiness, or there is clearly more happiness coming in for you. I think you are one of the signs where during the January readings, I said something about like really needing to practice happiness, like needing to do things that make you happy. I think that would be very beneficial for you as well. So like learning happiness or something. That's kind of like the vibe that I get there. So that's what I'll say there. You have this older woman, says dealings or relationships with an older woman. You have this peacock. It says beware of great pride. So obviously, I would be careful of any Karens out there, right? Or anything you don't want to deal with is what I'll say there. You have this fly. It says a period of ill health or depression. I don't know. Your health and everything looks pretty good. So, this could be something that you're cleaning up. You have that clean it up card. Like, the whole reading does kind of say with the Eight of Wands and some of this other stuff that you can't be pulling in two directions. So, like, if you want to be healthy, make sure you're doing things to be healthy. If you want to make more money, make sure that you're, doing things to make more money. You have this finger. It says warning you of a problem either now or in the future. Again, I feel like this could be financially related. So again, I would pay attention to your finances. Definitely wouldn't worry about it. It's just something I would pay attention to. And again, just don't buy things you don't need. That's kind of the feeling I get from the reading. But overall, it looks really good financially. So wouldn't even worry about it. But this looks really good, Cancers. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.